another episode of the Infield Chatter Podcast. My name's Tyler, and with my co-host Eric Henderson. What up, Eric? I'm always going to bring you in. Just let me do it.
One day.
2 times in a row.
Yep.
2 times in a row.
I can speak for myself.
You can, but I'd rather do it.
Okay.
Anyway.
Next time. Maybe next time. I'll let you. I'll give you a little treat.
How are you feeling post championship hangover? Real quick, we'll just touch on that.
Pretty great. My mind is quite the blur, but I know this is a baseball podcast, but my favorite basketball team won the NBA Finals to the surprise of absolutely everybody. Nobody thought no one thought we'd pull this off. Some people are still wondering if Jimmy Butler can come down from 4-1 at this point. I feel great. I'm getting back into tune with baseball. Usually I have know much more about what's going on in the baseball world, but I have been watching basketball and getting very drunk in the streets and not high-fiving cops even though they want to.
Well,
so it's been a pretty good time.
Yeah, it's nice. Now is the time of the year where baseball's really all that's going on, so it's time to dive all the way in, and that's what we're
also
gonna go do.
My close friends know this about me, but I'm also a day one Golden Knights fan, so it's been a pretty good week for me.
Yeah, it's only 3 players on that team had been there since the start of the organization. So
I could probably name all 3 of them then. Yeah,
I won't force you to do that. Let's get into baseball.
That's Marshall and then I don't know the third one. I know 2 of the 3.
Well, okay, good enough. Passing in my book. Let's get into baseball. Eric, baseball, it's happening.
Baseball.
What's going on?
Oh, there's been some exciting new players. There's been some old players who got hurt, which we knew was going to happen. There's been fans uprising and rioting in their ballparks. It's been fantastic. People just keep talking about the play clock. There's some real shit going on here.
Yeah. Let's start with the reverse boycott. The Oakland A's hosted a reverse boycott. They ended up having 27,759 fans at the game, which their average was just a little above 8,500.
Yeah.
So, a local organization, Oakland's 68's a fan club, helped organize the protest. They got sell T-shirts, and they were provided by $39,000 in community donations in order to make 7,000 green sell T-shirts.
No, this is like the biggest grassroots organized movement in baseball fandom history. Are you kidding me? This is wild. This is the stuff as a Rockies region you dream of. You dream of a takeover, and I never thought this would be possible. I think it's cool as hell. I want to know who's running this shit. They got 20,000 people all organized with matching T-shirts, and they all knew when they were going to do certain chants and stuff like that. Very organized.
Yeah, it's a cool thing they had set up. It sucks because on the same day that they're doing the boycott, they also announced that they were going to be able to move forward with the Las Vegas site. So kind of a bittersweet news. But what I didn't know, and I had heard other people talk about this, was right before the game, the owners, I'm trying to find the number for it. The owners said that all the revenue from that game specifically, they were going to put towards, they were going to donate it to like a local charity. I'm trying to find what the charity was, but
I did see that as well, that they're last minute going to be like, we'll fuck you back, I guess. But
2 hours before the game, the A's announced they were donating all ticket revenue from the game to the Alameda County Food Bank and the Oakland Public Education Fund.
Yeah.
Which I'd like to know is because in the amendment they passed in Nevada, the bill only passed after it was amended to force the team to commit to $1.5 million to the community once the ballpark is completed. So they're just like, I think it was more to show like, oh, look, if we get money coming in, we'll put it back to the community as a little bit of a skirting around. Someone also mentioned that if they held on to it and tried to like dig deeper into the money, like all these are private companies, so no one really wants to open their books up for people to see like what money is or isn't coming in. So this was another way to kind of like sidestep having to like show any of the numbers that are coming in, is what I had heard someone discuss. So very interesting as well. But yeah, It's crazy to have a whole group, a city that cares about one specific interest. I can't get most people to do other things that I have of interest to get a group together, but to get 27,000 people together for the one goal of spite is truly remarkable.
No, I'm incredibly impressed by what this must have taken to get everybody on board with it and for everybody to show up, especially because they haven't been coming out to games at all. Like you clearly see that it's because they are very unhappy. And so because I mean 20,000 people, that's no joke right there to organize. I mean, they didn't even do shit. They were just protesting, right? Like they had like the parade
cheering on the
today.
squad.
Right, like parades for championship teams aren't that big, you know. Like,
and I'm pretty sure they beat the Rays on the night of the game, so they were on like a little bit of a win streak.
right.
I think they were at like
Plus,
7
yeah,
games,
seven
win
game
streak.
win streak, yeah, and so I can't imagine. Oh yeah, there was like, oops, there like bumped my camera. There was like instances where the crowd was so loud the pitch comms didn't work, and then there were instances a couple of weeks ago where the crowd was so quiet they had to turn down the pitch com because everybody on the field could hear it. Like,
and if you watch the video of the catcher going up when they're trying to do that, you can see him like he's laughing about it because they're chanting "sell the team," and that is what's so loud in the stadium. So like,
yeah,
seeing the catcher even laugh about it, like it is funny that basically the Oakland fans are doing like a reverse major league in a sense. Like I'd love to
right.
hear, I'm sure like players can't be like too outwardly vocal about it considering that's their boss, but it'd be really interesting to kind of be like a fly on the wall inside the night of that game just to get the like vibe from the players. Like that
Oh
that
yeah.
probably would be the most interesting to me.
No, it's like the fans are there for a game, but it's not the one that they're playing tonight. It's a different thing completely. So
Yeah, mind games for sure.
yeah, no, I am shocked by this whole situation, and so
So
I mean, but also it's like when they sell the team, then what are you gonna do? You're gonna have no team,
yeah, I'm hoping
you know,
it comes back around and maybe they'll figure out a way. I mean,
get a new team.
the biggest issue was the city just didn't want to like agree to whatever money was put into it, and I guess like the numbers were very close, but they just couldn't like finalize the deal. So that's kind of what I think
Man,
expanded the divide. Because I've never been to that stadium, but I hear it's terrible. Like I heard
okay,
it's really beat up and it's real bad. So
all right.
I don't
Well,
know. You got until
I
the
don't
end of
know.
the season for us to make our way out there. So
Yeah, it
we'll have
sounds
to
like there's
figure it out.
next year there's gonna be like 20,000 people with not dick to do on a Sunday though. So I don't
True.
know. I don't know what your end game is, but I'm impressed. So power to the people on this one. So
Agreed. So let's keep it moving. Fresh faces in the league.
yeah,
Ellie De
yeah.
La Cruz. What
Ellie,
a cool story.
yep, came from the Dominican Republic. He's one of those grassroots, always born to play baseball. When they announced his debut, he broke the ticket website because demand was so high
That's
that
awesome.
the Reds ticket website crashed. This guy's
He's something fun to watch. He's cool.
yeah, six
I've
foot
been
five.
watching a
He's
few games.
just 1 inch taller than I am, so that's pretty impressive.
The commentary for his first, I think it was his first home run when he just like smashed it, was so funny because the commentator's like, "Oh dear God, that ball had a family." It was like one of my
Oh yeah,
favorite like calls for like a home run I've heard in a really long time. I was very excited about it. But yeah,
was
he's
that
awesome.
the one that went so high it was tracked by the radar at the airport?
I believe so. Yeah.
It's crazy. He's done some wild stuff. He got a. I also am curious if that's the same one. I just had an exit velocity on a home run he hit was 112 miles an hour, and that's the highest exit velocity by a Red so far this season.
And you want to hear another fun fact I just caught?
Yeah.
He's
Hit me
had
with it.
5 steals in 5 attempts, and he
Okay.
ranks 5th on the team, and he's only played 8 games.
Yeah, that's impressive. No, he's fast because he did I got another stat for you. He
hit me.
had a game where he ran from home to third. He hit a triple, ran from home to third in 10.83 seconds. That's fastest in the major league this season.
That's what's so fun about Major League. Like there is such a wide range between dudes' running times in the major leagues.
I'd like to see
huge.
Daniel Vogelbach's for home to third.
That's exactly what I was thinking
You
of
know?
as soon as you think of that. Yeah.
3.6 days. That guy.
So he's gonna be fun to see. I'm excited. What comes from everything with him throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, and then good news for this the city of Cincinnati. They need a win. You know what I'm saying? They rely too much on Joey Votto for a good time, and I don't even think he's still playing. I have no idea where Joey's at.
Yeah,
He's
I think
trying to come back. If he hasn't come back, he's trying to come back, but he also said that if it doesn't work out, he will retire. He knows his time is up.
I've had a great time. The Reds ballpark, the Great American Ballpark, I love it. Big fan. Went there last year and really enjoyed my time. So
Okay.
good for the people of Cincinnati having this
Yeah.
cool new prospect come
Yeah,
up.
it's like Cincinnati's like a team I don't think anybody hates, but they suck. So what are you gonna do?
Yeah, they definitely were a team. Everyone's like, the little brother team, get out of here, you.
Yeah, you're gonna use Red Stockings. They're the oldest team in Major League Baseball. You gotta let them.
Yeah,
You gotta let them hang out, even though they suck.
but not this year. They're killing it. Okay, let's keep it moving. So injuries happening to a lot of players right now, Eric.
Yep. Somebody might owe me some hot dogs. DeGrom is hurt. Big surprise there.
I think
Shocking.
I think I didn't save it, but so there was between him and Carlos Rodon, like in the past few seasons, they like tallied up how many innings total they pitched, and it was like a very depressing number. But
Yeah.
he had elbow surgery on Monday. In the article I read, it wasn't clarified if the type of surgery he had. They didn't really know before. They were trying to. Originally, they said they were going to be repairing his damaged UCL, but it was said that the determination would be made once the elbow was opened, and they weren't sure if it was going to be like, in the words of this article, the newfangled brace surgery or the full-blown Tommy John. So,
Ooh. Either
either
way, probably not good. I'm sure he'll bounce back and somebody will sign him again for maybe the Reds will pick him up in 3 seasons for a multi-million-dollar deal. Try to sell some more tickets.
Well, what I did notice, and someone had written about, that elbow and shoulder injuries have increased 44% from just a year ago. That's according to Baseball Prospectus Research. And I read through a few articles about this because I was really curious. And it's actually, a lot of people are trying to point to the pitch clock being the reason for as many injuries because, they got to speed it up. But what's actually, this article's point was that the fact that velocity in pitches has gone up. So it's just pitchers are putting more wear on it. To give you an example, the average four-seam velocity at this point in the season has increased from 93.8 miles per hour from 2022 to 94 miles per hour in 2023. And then the average breaking ball velocity has increased from 82.6 to 83. So the velocity is a much clearer input for why there's injuries. Also, there's more players with like injuries from previous seasons. So the classic thing is like, if you've been injured in the past, it's probably a good projection that you'll get injured in the future. So
yeah, no, this kind of matches because there are some guys. Some of these teams have bullpens where they have a guy that throws 102 with movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
we talked about last season episode about Spencer Strider. He's somebody that's come in and is just blowing people away.
This matches something I've noticed. I've noticed overall velocity go up because you know, it used to be in the day, like once it gets to the bullpen, the guy's fastball is like 92, 94 miles an hour. That's why he's in the bullpen. But now we live in an era where the guy in the bullpen throws it 103 and you better look the fuck out. And the only reason he's in the bullpen is because he can only throw one inning like this. And then because of how hard it is to do, he can't do all 7 throwing 100, but he can give you the 6th inning, and then somebody else will come out and do the 7th inning, and then somebody else. It's kind of like what the Rays had that going on, and then Dusty Baker had that going on in Houston last year, and so.
Well,
I have
Class
noticed
A for the Guardians, that's the same thing. He'll pitch like one inning, but he'll pitch like 101 miles per hour every single pitch.
Yeah.
And the dude, I think right now is leading the MLB in saves right now. So it's showing results. It's like if you're not pitching the heat, bringing it still later in the game, you're in trouble.
No, I've seen a lot of guys with much faster pitches, so that kind of makes sense that you're seeing a rise in elbow and shoulder injuries. That's just kind of par for the course, I guess.
Yeah, and you can't use all the sticky stuff to help you with the ball either.
Right.
So,
I was gonna say I was gonna speculate that it was related to the spin rate being such a hot commodity for the last couple of years. Everybody's paying attention to it. Everybody's trying to increase theirs. But I don't.
Well, that's what
Uh,
I was listening to an interview with Max Scherzer, and he said that would be a better indicator of suspending people for sticky stuff. It's like, sure, maybe like some of it's sticky, some of it's not, like some's rosin, some sweat. And another thing I've heard, the problem is that the level of stickiness is like between umpire crews is very subjective. So he was like, if you suspect he's sticky stuff or playing with it, you can track the spin rate. And if you think his spin rate is like more juiced up compared to others, then you almost like have more evidence to say like, okay, he's clearly using something to affect like his pitching. So that's like another thing to consider. It's still a new rule. I mean, what, they started it
yeah.
last year, so I think
Well, that's
there's
something
more
that
amendments ready to be made for it.
yeah, and that's something that Trevor Bauer even like figured out and openly tweeted about during that
Yeah, he
heyday.
did the thing where he like picked
And
the ball
then
up with his hand, like stuck it to
right.
it. Yeah.
And then he increased his spin rate, won a Cy Young award, and then proved it all, because it wasn't getting checked, so he took full advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's kind of what he does. Take full advantage. It sounds like
Aki. Awkward.
Aki. Oh yeah, the kids are saying that
The
now.
kids are no cap. Uh so yeah, so we'll see how injuries keep going. Bye, Jacob DeGrom. It's been nice seeing you for your quick appearance.
Your 12 starts this year. What a season. Enjoy that fucking 150 some odd $1 million paycheck you just signed.
Yeah, Jesus.
If you can still write your name on the bottom of them.
He's got to learn to write with his other hand.
Yeah, I
Uh
would. Fuck it. Got a lot of free time on your hands.
yeah. Also hurt superstar Aaron Judge is hurt again. Per
Oh,
George Steinbrenner, he said it's a strange injury, but he certainly hopes he'll be back before the All-Star break.
is this still his toe thing?
Evidently, the swelling has subsided around the injured toe. This is from a tweet, but not enough
Mm-hmm.
for the Yankees to make any forecast for Judge's return.
Nope. I'm dealing with a toe injury myself. There's some tiny bones underneath your big toe that you can break, and when you do that, you can fuck your shit up for months.
Hey, also a toe injury sufferer over here. I broke my bones not from contact of any sort. I was pivoting like while playing basketball, and
Yep.
I'm assuming this is his back foot or front foot. What would you pivot more when you're batting? I guess I don't know. That's for the
Oh, I
experts to
assumed it
figure
was
out.
from his. I assumed it was from him running into the wall.
I think that might be it. But think about it, like you're turning
Yeah.
your feet, and you got even taking off. You need your your toes to
Oh
be
yeah.
wiggly and getting all over. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I certainly wouldn't be feeling confident. I still have some residual toe feeling. So if I had to like make quick pivots in my feet, I'd probably be doing it a little slower than I normally would, being nervous
No,
about re-injuring
there's some
myself.
tiny sensitive bones in your feet that separate us from the other beasts in the wild. So if you fuck those up, you end up going back to your primitive state where you're crawling everywhere.
Yeah.
So
So we'll see when he's gonna get back. I know it's said right around the All-Star break is where they're thinking. It's crazy to think that the All-Star break is looming around.
right
Voting's
around the corner
opening
here.
for players.
Seattle, here we come.
That's where it's at.
Seattle this year.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Cool. And I also wanted to know. So yeah, Aaron Judge has 19 home runs. It's fourth in the league right now, even with
Not bad.
not bad at all. So that kind of gets me to our last question here. Somebody was talking about. I was talking about the movie Space Jam and how
Yep.
people were like, they're one superstar to put up against the Monstars. Obviously, you have the Looney Tunes, whatever. But I was thinking like other sports. So if we were to do a Space Jam baseball challenge, who is the player that we would put up to be our hitter for like saving the human race? If we could
Michael Jordan, duh.
Michael Jordan to bat as well.
Michael Jordan, duh. He's a baseball player.
Yeah.
Next question. Okay, no. Let's see. That's a fun one. I guess who would we want to pick?
I got two answers for myself. So
All right, hit me with your first one. Let me try
feel
to
like
think of something.
this is a lame answer, but I feel like it's the most accurate. But you obviously got to put Shohei up there. He is
Okay.
a freak of nature. We can put him on both sides of the ball. I feel like that's
Mhm.
almost too obvious of a pick.
Does this have to be a current player?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I
I
have
think
one then.
we should be able to go through space and time with this if that's the rules of
Mhm.
it.
I have my pick.
And then my other pick is my more rational one of this person's consistent. I feel like I could just
Mhm.
trust him because of his experience, but I'm going to say Anthony Rizzo would be the next person I put up. My man is
Yes.
always very consistent. He's
Yeah.
cool, calm, and collect when he's up there. He's he's just
Yeah.
kind of lightly holding the bat. Like
Th-
he's who the world is on the line. I'm putting Anthony Rizzo in
Yep.
the batter's box.
He's got that wiener dog. He's cool as hell.
He's cool as hell. So who are you picking for our Space Jam challenge?
Oh, I got to pick somebody who comes through in the clutch, is internationally renowned. I'm going with Big Papi David Ortiz.
Ah, okay, I dig that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
who
great
I want.
answer.
That's who I want stepping into the box to save me.
Okay,
You
I
know,
dig it. Yeah,
down
no,
oh,
that's
down
Wes.
0-3, down 0-3 against the Yanks. Don't scare him. Don't scare Big Papi.
Well, I'd love to hear other people's answers of who they think are Earth's one last chance for hitting a wicked alien curveball.
Yep.
Be. The only other answer I could think of is we get those like crazy Major League wiffle ball players because like aliens got that weird spin on the ball because they got a different like finger than we do.
Yeah, their breaking ball travels at the speed of light with movement.
Yeah, so we got to get one of these Major League wiffle ball players who know how to handle the ball going all crazy. They got the eye for it, so that's my backup answer as well.
Okay, actually, if there's one person that can hit that kind of pitch, I do think it's Javier Baez.
Yeah, I don't.
A lot of people saying, "Why is he doing that?" He's just getting ready for his big day.
Yeah, I don't. He's not who I'm putting on my list of faith. Sorry, not
the intergalactic swing and miss there, Javi.
Exactly. That's not what I need to see on every television across the world, and hoping we'll be saved. So no, thank you. Sorry. Well, Eric, this was a great episode.
I think so.
I can't wait to hear other people's answers about that when I throw this little
out.
clip up a little bit.
Hello, TikTok.
What up, y'all? This is great. Excited to keep watching the season. Yeah.
Yep. I'm going to be leaning in. I'm going to pick my favorite team from the East Central Division next week.
What a depressing choice to pick from.
I'm going to talk about options to make them a little bit better.
Yeah. Next episode, we'll get into someone wrote a really good article about money spent versus wins gained. And we'll dive into that maybe next episode as well. So, hey, thanks for listening. Go like and click stuff that people ask for you to click at these kind of moments. And thanks for listening, y'all. See ya.
Later. Goodbye.